My name is Michael Gwynn, and welcome to the Big Bang Spoken Word Showcase. There will be special sessions throughout Big Bang 2020 that bring local artists to the stage for unique featured performances and listening sessions. In this session, 4 amazing spoken word artists from around the state will demonstrate some of the powerful gifts within our communities. And in doing so, lend a spectacular perspective that passionately conveys what equity means to them. From Dallas, we have LGB. From Austin, Poetic Destination, and from San Antonio, Miss Erica Renee Land. Our first poet is published and currently attends Houston Tillotson College. She is a woman who looks forward to more amazing performance opportunities and knows that it is a blessing to share her soul. Please welcome from Austin, Texas, Poetic Destination.
Thank you for being here with me. What a blessing. The poem I'll be reading today is Impartiality by Poetic Destination. Some statistics say that it would take approximately 158 years for women to reach gender equality in North America. That means it will take 5 more generations for my great-great-great-grandchildren to see gender equality. And that is unacceptable. Women deserve better. Gender equity means fairness of treatment for women and men according to their respective needs. This includes equality in terms of rights, beliefs, obligations, and opportunities. Equity must lead to equality. So when we talk about opportunity, we're talking about ensuring open doors and ladders that are not limited simply on the basis of gender. We are talking about correcting for gender biases that economic outcomes improve for all of us. No more 75% of airtime going to men. No more sitting back waiting for an invitation to sit at the table. No more one-size-fits-all conversations or minimize mannerisms. We work too hard not to deserve our slice of this American dream. I've already punched enough time clocks, and our time is now. When we say we want gender equity, we're speaking about those same opportunities to grow, to thrive, to develop, and be seen and treated as the 5-star intellectuals, thinkers we are. We want to walk into a workplace where fairness is aromatic as morning coffee. We want to stare in our male coworkers' eyes and know that we are seen as equal. We are activists who believe that the greater good can be achieved if we concede. That when we all roll up our sleeves, a future of gender equality is what will breed. Look, we don't want to take over, but we believe that we too can be masters of the moment. And that moment is now. So from now on, let's extinguish the indistinguishables and be seen as individuals, because we are women of strength and resilience, women who deserve all things that this world has to offer. Thank you for listening. Poetic Destination.
Thank you so much, Poetic Destination, for that riveting display of your soul. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to keep it going. And folks, if you like what you hear, some snaps, claps, whatever you want to do over there on your end, and we're going to keep it going. Our next performer, well, he is a slam poet, national spoken word artist, entertainer, and events MC from the city of New Orleans. He is a three-time Dallas Poetry Grand Slam champion and one of the top performance poets in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, representing Dallas, Texas, LGB, lyrically gifted brother.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everyone, for having me. Congratulations. It's your boy. When those words stumble down the stairwell of the doctor's tone like an alcoholic who hasn't been sober for a while, smile, as if your happiness is now free. After being held in captivity for years, then separate your tears. Put most in a box labeled joy, the rest in a box labeled your worst fears and praise. You never have to use that one. When picking a name for your beautiful black baby boy, pick one that is a great side dish to the entree of words, rest in peace and here lies. Because in America, even though black men are starving to live, we are force-fed racism and police brutality until we overeat and die. It seems like America wants black men to be bulimic to life. Because every time we swallow a breath of living to feed the hunger in our stomachs, America 60, my life was in danger, so I shot him finger down our throats, making us vomit everything in the bellies of our shadows. Next, when your water breaks, don't call it a date of birth, call it his deployment date. Teach him that his blackness is no longer skin, but army fatigues, because in America, black people are fighting a war just to breathe, just to survive. This is the only country that can turn a traffic stop into a suicide, a police van into a hearse. They will Freddie Gray you in the back and then call it your last ride. The only country where selling CDs can cost you your last breath. Off-duty cops can mistake a cell phone for a weapon and avoid you to death. In this country, we have to raise soldiers and not sons, because in their eyes, our skin makes us armed and dangerous, even if we don't have a gun. And to my stomach, it's making me sick. It seems like killing black people is a well-paying job with great benefits, a job this country refuses to quit. So teach your sons it is better to be judged by 12 instead of carried by 6. Then when confusion is over his face and he shakes his head, whisper to him, I'd rather visit you in jail before I put flowers at your grave. Now, if the doctor says congratulations, it's a girl, here's what you do. Repeat everything that I just told you. Teach her that her index finger is used to point out bullcrap and to shoot. Then let her listen to poetry by Maya Angelou. Then tell her when it comes to surviving to do like Asata and do whatever she has to do. Because when it comes to murder, this country has no gender preference because they are killing black women too. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, LGB. Y'all snap, 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 LGB out of Dallas, Texas, for that amazing spoken word piece. All right, we're going to continue. For our next artist, she was born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia. She is an American 21st century war poet known for her numerous essays, fiction novels, various poetry collections, and her work as a civil rights activist. As a war poet, she channels her experiences of being deployed into a dynamic poetry that takes readers and listeners on a journey emotionally and physically. Her album, PTSD and Me, A Journey Told Through Poetry, is the soundtrack for her off-Broadway stage play. She has been a transplant of San Antonio since 2014, and her accomplishments as an artist have been featured on the Texas Public Radio program Worth Repeating and in San Antonio's premier LBGT magazine, Out in San Antonio. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big bang welcome to military veteran, author, and my friend, Miss Erica Renee Land.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Mr. Glenn. My poem, Pros versus Cons, is about economic disparities and punitive injustices often faced by minorities. Please don't condemn me to those steel bars and stone walls. Give me a chance at life to learn something. Expand my heights above that treacherous wire. Don't confine me to those walls. Let my mind learn things outside the box. Don't hinder my intelligence by clouding it with spiky thoughts of how to make $1 off that crack rock. Let me peek out into the world, run my fingers through white sands instead of crystal powders. Scheming on all things that will get me stuck behind those 4 walls instead of how to legally make 15 out of $1. Wall Street. Fact. Texas in-state tuition is almost half the cost of a yearly stay at a Texas prison. Touch beyond the Texas skies is what I want to do. Please don't stifle me over 100 unpaid parking bills. Guilty. Maybe you should have thought about it being a crime. Your Honor, may I please make one last plea to know this straight to jail do not pass go you've handed me? Professionally, I was not making it, busting my behind at that stupid 9 to 5, delivering newspapers, not during the night, but during the day, along with coffee to my nincompoop editor-in-chief who won't let me publish my stories because they don't involve kitties. Your Honor, I plead, please send me to school and I promise that I'll get a useful degree studying something like economics, economist. We need them, right? Because our economy is in travesty. Your Honor, I plead, please send me to school and I promise I'll get a useful degree. By imprisoning me, all I'll learn to do is rob and steal efficiently instead of being in a seat with my hand raised loudly so that I can contribute to this messed up society. Please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We salute you, Erica. Thank you so much for that riveting poem. Snaps, y'all, snaps. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your last poet of the night is your host. He is one of the hardest working people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area around the country. His intro is not simple. His accolades go beyond the world. He has provided many platforms for us poets to share our work and be creative along with him. He is a national poet. He is a champion. He is a pillar in the community. Everybody, please make some noise for the world-renowned Mr. Mike Gwynn.
Oh, thank you, LGB. You just made that up. I'm gonna pay you, man. I'm gonna pay you, okay? All right, man, I appreciate that. Okay, the title of my poem is called We Are Tired. Somebody tell me, what good is my master's degree if I can't be the master of me? You see, our people should never have to cling to the hope that the Negro national anthem justifies the color of our skin long enough for them to realize that stimulus checks will never replace the scar tissue on our souls. Our heritage is more than rope burns around history's black neck. It's a deep desire for equity, no matter how loudly inequality speaks of rivers. Our melanin is so rich that every time this nation denies us our color, it will be impossible to feel safe in this house arrest called America, and we are tired. And even after we've given this country all of our Africa, and our lifeline goes dim because the sun refused us immunity, we pray that someday they will realize that our lives did not begin on the back porch of shotgun houses and cotton fields. And even though it feels as if chalk outlines silhouette themselves in the shapes of lonely bullseyes searching for another black target, we are tired of fitting the profile. And it's not our fault that we were born verbs in past tense, unwilling subjects and sentences that kept on running. But here we are, fractured by the manner in which the wind whistled and Emmett Tilled our future, and we are tired. Tired of being body cam shameless, nameless, until CNN makes our movement famous. We are tired of our people and promises being stolen and exploited by a bias that is as relentless as hurricanes and as unforgiving as systemic racism. We are tired of dying inside the way they intended, but not this morning. Our legacy will no longer be bloodstains on sidewalks or redundancy of cliches rewinding themselves into tornadoes of fully refurbished lies. They will no longer label us as sagging, smoked out deadbeats and walk around God's money green golf courses entitled with the audacity to hold up clean hands because they still owe us so much more. We are tired of random stops and dirty cops, cover-ups and distrust, promoting Passovers and talent undiscovered. The value of our equity should be more than a legacy of slavery. We are tired of having fists clenched, passion lynched, hopes unquenched. Listen, this world needs to know that when we died, at least we stood for something far more substantial than a bag of weed or pride. We stood for true freedom. We have a voice and a vote. Let's use it and move this conversation forward, because we deserve honor, equality, and respect, not white knees on black necks, because our beautiful Black lives, careers, dreams, equity matters. And we will march and protest on every corner of oppression. We will not stop, because this is more than a moment. This is a movement. Enough is enough, because we are tired. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. All right.
Beautiful.
I want you to give it up for these wonderful poets, Poetic Destination, LGB, and Miss Erica Renee Land. Well, that concludes this session. Thank you, and thank you, Social Venture Partners, for this professional platform and for your support of local artists who deliver poetic equity with a big bang. My name is Mike Gwynn. Please enjoy the rest of the conference.